Welcome, welcome. I'm Dee, and this is the Unguided Life where I am taking it one day at a time, bringing you guys along for the journey to hold me accountable as I budget my way through life. So, what we're going to do today, we're actually going to pre-plan for our 2022 budget. So, these are not the final numbers. This is just where I want to see, like, where I'm at in regards to the expenses that I plan on taking over into the next year, as well as estimating my income to see if it's enough to cover those expenses. So what I did is I purchased a spreadsheet from Tasha with Mind Your Money, and I so far have loved it, and we'll get into why, um, but like a little bit deeper. But the one thing is that I can edit. Anything that I purchase that I can tweak to my liking is where I love what I love to have. When it's causing me to think too much into stuff, it causes me not to want to continue to purchase the item itself. So let's get into this spreadsheet. So it comes with 3 tabs already pre-filled. It's expenses, income, and paycheck budget. I'm going to click on paycheck budget. I don't see myself using this because of what I actually do is month to month. Everything I put on paper, I put in my spreadsheet. So that's probably what I'll be doing here, just creating tabs for each month and getting the detailed view of everything. I also updated these tabs to show 2022 because that's the year I'm in. So down the line, when I continue to use this, I can reference back. The first column talks about the expenses, and then from column B to column M, the expenses themselves are broken down from month to month. I'm a biweekly earner, which means that I get paid every other week. And so 2 months out of the year, I actually get paid 3 times. And I call those magic months. I'm also do side gigs but I usually don't talk or add that into my income. But I think that until my main source of income increase enough for me to cover these expenses, I'll still be out there hitting the pavement, okay? It may look a little bit different, especially because I know in 2022 is a return to office, so I probably won't be as in depth with it. That means that I have to just find different ways to ensure I meet some form of a goal with my side gig. And we'll get into that when we talk about the income. I also do receive a stipend, and so at this present time, the given is always off of the main source of income and my stipend. And as you can see, my magic months are July and December because the given is automated, and so it accounts for that extra pay here. Okay. So next thing is auto insurance because I do have a vehicle. I'm currently paying $241.36. It does renew in March, in September, and with hopes of it going down. I don't see it ever going down to the $76 unless Papa comes off of my insurance, but I don't see him coming off my insurance for the next 4 years. So, so I have to carry an inexperienced driver with a ticket for the next 3 years. It's okay. I love me some Papa. Next thing is my car note. My car note is $280.14. Now, personally, I do pay it every 28th day, which allow for me to actually make an extra payment a year. And it looks like it's a trend. So right now I'm 2 months ahead and I'm in year 2. So maybe 3 years ahead in year 3. But we got something in the works for my car loans. So with that being said, we'll discuss further at the end of the year when I finalize these numbers. I have 4 credit cards. 3 of the credit cards I do not carry a balance. So I pay every time I get a statement, I pay it to the full amount. Credit card number 2 has a special promotion. If I make purchases that's $99 or more, for 6 months is 0 interest. And I take full advantage of that, especially when I make very large purchases like the TV I purchased. I will be paying off that TV by February of 2022. So I had to account for what's the remaining amount that's going to be left over and carried over. And this is the amount, regardless if I make a purchase this year, I won't pick up making a payment for that particular purchase until March. And usually that's how it's been working for me, and I have not had any issue with that. The minimum for each of these cards are $29. This one is fairly new. I believe it's 29. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll put it somewhere so I can update it here. But this again doesn't carry a balance. The next thing is electric. This with the company that I have, I'm on budget billing, which means 11 months out of the year I pay the same, and then the 12th month I re-up. So whatever is remaining from the last 11 months, if there's a balance due, as well as the usage for that month, I pay in December. I like budget billing for two reasons. First, I'm able to monitor how much usage. Two, the payments are consistent. So what happens is, for me, if I know that the balance due, I guess I want to say the balance due balance, or the remaining, or something like that. In the end, like, think of the budget billing like the $102 is being dropped into a bucket. So it's constantly being dropped into a bucket, okay, to cover the usage, but it hasn't covered the usage, okay? So at the end of the 11th month, they say, okay, she has put X amount of dollars in the bucket. How much was her usage? And so I like that because it comes out sometimes I pay more than the usage, which I feel like I have this year because I've been really good on noticing when there's going to be a balance due and changing my usage for the following month, and then looking back and seeing it's a credit. The last few months it's just been me, so it's been easier to do that. And so we will see in December if I have a bill or not. But right now it's $102, and they adjust this every quarter. So at the end of, like, when March is over in April, they evaluate what happened in the first quarter, and they say, hey, you want up or down, and then in May it'll show the new payment for the month. And they said, I guess that a lot of people were complaining because when the 12th month came around, you were paying like probably $300 or $400 if you really wasn't monitoring your billing, but that wasn't my case. Next is internet. So I have the fastest internet for the provider that I chose, which means I have a step above slow. And I did this because I wanted this amount to be less. So right now I'm paying $43.96. I know I'm going back to my old provider on a promotion, just hoping that it's under $50 when we get there. But I am changing in 2022, but I'm putting this as a placeholder at this point. In December, we'll know about the numbers. For life insurance, this is for someone else. It's a life term. This is the best way that I know how to ensure that this person has enough money for them to be buried. I can't trust others to assist with the burial costs, and the person itself was not good with money, and I just don't want to have to take a good chunk of my money down the line when I become a millionaire, billionaire, paying for someone to be buried, where we can work on it now, work towards it now. OnStar is a bill that I have currently. I'm going to work with some numbers. OnStar is one of those bills I don't have to take over in 2022. It's a convenience, and we'll see if it's worth it. Phone bill. Right now, 2 phones, 2 insurances. I'm paying on both phones. One phone should be paid off, I think this year. I'm going to double check. But right now I'm paying $169.83. And the only change is when the phone is paid off, and if what was the other thing? Oh, taxes and surcharges. I'm not changing the phone plan, and I'm not getting a new phone. Rent currently is $715. There's probably a chance they're going up. I'm not sure what they're waiting for. I think our moratorium is over, but I don't know. I'm not going to rush it. Down the line, I'll talk to you how I feel about where I'm renting and why I want to work on getting someplace else. So renter's insurance right now is paid up into January, but I was paying $28.08 a month. And In December, we'll find out if I'm going to stay with the current company or I'm going to bundle it with my auto insurance. For storage, this is for OneDrive, it's $7.48. For student loans, I have two. Student loans D, which is the commercial loans, is actually $74.03. I am going to set this up on auto debit because there's a rate reduction opportunity, and that's what we want, interest rate reduction. So I'm going to automate that. I'm not comfortable yet with saying I'm going to automate the federally direct loans because they're $366. What I will say is that even though Nelnet says I don't have to pay until April of 2022, that's the interest will start back in February. So I'm going to pay off and start paying off in February. TV subscriptions. So right now, I have it blank because I want to see what my numbers look like without these items. Right now, my TV subscriptions is cable, Hulu, Stars, Netflix, for a total of $49.36. Next is value personal property insurance. This is insurance to cover my jewelry. I like this type of insurance because if I lose my jewelry outside of my home, it's covered. Now, with the current auto insurance provider, they said that the renter's insurance will cover stuff like that, but I need to see the small print. I can't take no chances. I done lost them before. And they've been replaced. Maybe I lost them twice. Can't remember. But they've been replaced enough for me to know that I'm comfortable with this type of insurance with the carrier. Water is variable. And so I don't see myself spending over $50 just me in this present place. And so that's where I put it at. Extra debt payment, that is going to be a line item because that's what we're going to be doing in 2022. I have 3 annual subscriptions. Only 2 are going to be renewed. It's going to be BJ's at $55 and then Google at $19.99. Then the other line items is emergency fund. Even though emergency fund will be on the back burner because I've met my 3-month goal, speaking that into existence, even though it's not the end of the year, we're going to actually still send $100. And I do need to pause right here. Okay, so what I was saying is that I still want to automate this and get in the habit of sending this because I still, in the end, want the emergency fund to be 6 months fully funded. And I'll feel very comfortable with that. Envelope system. I have 4 items: Dunkin' Donuts, gas, groceries, and personal. I'm going to go up on the gas only because I'll be back in the office. So I just wanted to account for that. And like I said, these are just estimates. For month to month, as I do my budget, these numbers change because I can get more income or with hopes, and we're not going to say we're going to get less income, I can get more income in to go towards different areas. Sinking funds. I have 5 sinking funds. I have car maintenance, household, pop-up, property, self-care. So the only automated one is pop-up, so $25 per paycheck. So you can see in July and December, it shows the extra $25. Everything else is going to be at a monthly rate. So $100 for car maintenance, $50 for household, $50 for property, and $100 for self-care. So property and household have gone up a little, and car maintenance has come down. Even though I haven't met the goal that I wanted to meet, I'm feeling a little bit comfortable with my car. Savannah, she's been a really good girl these past few days. I expect not just these days, for months. Let's say months. Let's give her months, okay? So then this is where the numbers we're looking at currently. And we just want to keep note of these numbers because we will make some adjustments. But first we need to find out the income. So for income source number 1, that's going to be my main income. So $1,600 each time I get paid. So I get paid twice from January to June and July it's 3 payments, and then from August to November is 2, and then the last month of the year, which is December, is 4,800. So right now, with just that, nothing else, I don't have enough to cover my expenses from month to month. Now, it is some 2 months that's positive, but when I look at the overall amount, and I'm actually going to make that bold, I don't have enough to put towards paying off debt. I have no wiggle room. So let's go ahead and add the stipend, and that's $114.14. Let's slide that down to here, and then let's put the 144.14. And even though with my income, main source of income, there would be a pay increase in a bonus, I don't account for it because I don't know the actual numbers, as well as for the stipend that's going to be increased, but I don't know the numbers, so we're not going to bother it. So with that, as we can see now, there are months where I can cover my expenses, but not a lot. But there's months that I can't. So say if I didn't do anything extra, and in January, this is the only amount that I had remaining left over, that wouldn't even cover the following month or the month after that. Total $1,840.88 is what I should have left remaining. So this to me will only be able to cover those 2 expenses that I said I wasn't going to add on. Okay. So what do I need to do? Honestly, I need to be able to pull in money for my side income. I need to be motivated that no matter the side hustles, I need to be out there finding them all. Passive income, I need to be, hitting the ground running, figuring out what I can do to add to this. What I've come up with and what I've been comfortable these last few months is $100 a week. I feel like when I do that, I'm accomplished something. It's effortlessly. It's not like I'm stressed out and not able to cover my expenses. It's additional and it allows for me to adjust it to my liking. So, in order to see what I want to add each month, what I'm first going to do is I'm going to go back to the expenses and I'm going to add back OnStar. Let's do that. And then let's just sit it right here. And what I usually do is I scroll just a little bit down. Okay, making sure this number is changing. And then we're going to go here. It's doing this little thing, saving. When it does that, sometimes it go back and forth to get it here. 49.36. Okay. So every time I make a change, it goes into save mode, which I'm fine about because that's what keeps me from losing my mind when I lose the spreadsheet. So 49 or 36. Okay. So just look, the numbers are updating. So now let's go back to income 2022. So now 1,000. So let's do $100 a week and let's see what that looks like. So for January, that's actually 5 weeks. For February, there's 4 weeks. March, there's 4. April, there's 4. May, it's 5. June is 4. July, it's 4. And I'm going by Mondays. So it's 4 Mondays. And the reason why I do that is because that's how most of my side hustles go from Monday through Sunday. So there we go. So July is 4. August is 5. September is 4. October is 5. November is 4. Not 4,000. We love it. And December is 4. Now, let's look at this. So, with all this being said, with the little income I'm bringing in, as you can see, it does cover the expenses, that the overage. So it gets us to a positive, and that's what we want. And then in the end, with these amounts, and these are just estimates, $6,256.68 remaining. So when I do my final numbers and we put it in where we're at, whatever this number is what I'm going to be working towards and then determining what I need, if it meets what I need to pay off my car in 2022. So we will revisit this spreadsheet in December because we need to set our goals and we need to finalize our numbers. But I just wanted to come on camera here so you can kind of see exactly the spreadsheet I'm using. Additionally, something I didn't show on the side here, she has it where you have these sinking funds and your cash envelopes or cashless envelopes, for me, or digital envelopes, depending on who video you watch. But these are the bills / expenses breakdown, and it kind of tells you where your money is going. Okay, it tells you, so you kind of figure out how it looks. And this, I believe, is months, broken down by the month, not by the year. Maybe it's by the, yeah, I think it's by the month. Okay, so yeah. We are good to go. Let me go ahead and close this out. If you have any questions, leave them below. If you have any suggestions, definitely leave them below. In the meantime, in between time, peace out.